love, peace, and success. Today is Wednesday, August the 21st, and I will be reading the word of the day from my daily devotional book, Dreams, Visions, and Verses of the Watchman's Message. So the word of the day for today is finders keepers. It says there is someone who is close to another that loses something very important. How many times have we had loved ones or friends lose something that was very important to them? And of course, they'll call you. You have a friend or family member, they'll call you and they'll tell you that they lost this thing. They'll be tempted to keep what the other has lost once they've found it. So now this adds to it. So it's one thing to know somebody and love somebody, or even if it's a stranger who loses something, and then you're tempted, as the one who sees what they lost, you're tempted to keep it. There's a lot of people who will keep it. It doesn't matter if the owner can stand to live without it or not, because the item should be returned. So this happens all the time. This happens almost every day, somewhere in the world. Somebody has a friend or a family member, or it could be a coworker that loses something, and a person sees it or finds it. They're tempted to keep it, and they think, well, this person, they have plenty, they have so much, they wouldn't miss this thing. And so this happens all the time, and it's sad, but it's true. There's a lot of people who will see you drop something. Just like the picture shows today, someone walking away and there's a wallet on the ground and a man bends down to pick it up. So this happens all the time. You don't find something that your neighbor lost in his or her house and keep it. So this is something that, we see it, we hear about it a lot. Just imagine inviting someone to your home and you lost something, like maybe in between the couch, and then they come and sit on your couch and put their hand down and come up with some money or a wallet, or it could be a ring, and find it in your house and keep it. Like when we have furniture, a lot of times sitting down on the furniture, we drop coins and all kinds of things in between the furniture. It doesn't mean that you could keep it. Even if you have someone who is like somebody that comes to clean your house, and you drop coins and things all between, you leave things in your pocket. When you send your clothes to get washed at the laundromat, and if your pockets are filled with coins, you could forget it. I don't think I've ever dropped my laundry off to be washed, and when I went back to pick it up, the person that washed the clothes said, oh yeah, here's $5 that fell out of your pants or your shirt or wherever it came out of. So it just doesn't happen. But in the world, in history, we have heard, and it still goes on today, that people will go to a whole nother country. That's like going to somebody's house and see, oh, this land here is rich in some kind of mineral or something like that, and come in and just take all of the soil from a whole place, from a whole land, and turn it into a desert. I recently learned that there was some point in time there was no such thing as a desert. Deserts came from people going to other countries. I'm not going to say what people do this, but we all know history. They go to a whole nother country and find something. That's like going to somebody's house and find something that belongs to them, and decide not just will you take some of it without asking, but you will take it all. And matter of fact, anybody that tries to stop you might end up being buried. We've heard some stories, but I'm quite sure there's so many more throughout history. And so the Bible verse that goes with this, I'm going to do the Bible verse first this time, and then after that I will add in a verse from the Quran for the mu'minun, for the believers, and a verse from the Torah for whoever may be Jewish listening to this. So the Bible verse that goes with this word of the day is Luke 15, 8 through 10. And in Luke 15, 8 through 10, it's the parable of the lost coin. It says, or suppose a woman has 10 silver coin and loses one. Doesn't she light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? You know, we do that all the time. You lose something in your house, and you know, I've had things in my hand or pocket and went around looking for it, or actually have lost things in the house and had to go look for it. And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbors together and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin." And usually it goes in reverse. Usually when we lose something, we call our friends and family and say, or sometime, and say, "Oh man, I lost this and that." But there are times that we won't tell anybody that we lost anything or what we lost because of fear of how people are. They will find something that you lost and they will take it for themselves and not even tell you. It's like stealing. It's close enough. In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. So that's another way of discussing finding something that was lost. You know, there are people, our friends, sometimes our family, who might get lost in the sauce out there. They could get, you know, heavy into drugs or gambling or alcohol and end up lost. So you rejoice when someone who is lost, or even if they end up in prison, that comes back. You know, no one wants to lose anything. No one wants to lose a friend, a family member, or a loved one. So now I'm going to share with you the Bible verse, not the Bible verse, we did that already, but the verse from the Quran and the verse from the Torah.
Lost in his or her house Anyo. It. S for the concept of returning lost and not keeping something that belong to you. Here a relevant bay from both the Quran and the Torah. Quran. And do not consume one another's wealth unjustly or send bribery to the rulers in order that might idle you to consume aport the wealth of the people in sin. WH. No, it is unlawful. Surah Al-Baqarah 2, 188. Torah. You shall not see your brood ox or his sheep go astray, and hide yourself from them. You shall to bring them back to your brother. Deuteronomy 22, 1. These verses emphasize the ethic obligation to return lost property rightful owner and avoid taking not lawfully yours.
So basically that adds a little bit of more clarity to the word of the day. So this word today is for the one who loses something that's valuable to them. So I feel for you, whoever it is that lost something that's valuable to them, especially to lose it in a place where it should be or could be returned. And also this word goes out to the one who finds a thing and thinks that they can keep it. You can't go to someone's house. You can't go to someone's country. You can't go to someone's land and find something and think you could just take it and keep it all. So that's the word of the day. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Greg the Watchman, and love, peace, and great things. Peace and blessings.